Do you find that you're repeating toxic patterns in your relationships? I see this time and time again, and I have been exactly where you are, and I have a solution for you. So stay tuned. What's up, guys? I'm Emyli, head coach and co-founder at emlovz.com, and in 2012, I went on a 100-date experiment. Since then, I've been helping my clients find love fast with my coaching and matchmaking programs. And back in 2011, I was coming out of a super toxic relationship, and I was finding myself repeatedly in patterns of toxic romantic dating situations where I was getting depleted, I was getting exhausted, I was chasing after people I couldn't have, that were totally emotionally unavailable, totally didn't have their life together, and I found a solution that I think can help you if you're going through the same thing. So let's dive in. So to give you a little background, by the way, this is Gemini, my roll dog. She wanted to be here too. To give you a little background, in 2012, I started an experiment because I was really hung up on this one guy who wasn't treating me very well, used to call me bad names, but for some reason I was like all bajiggity about him, and I wanted to know why. So I thought, well, why not go on 100 dates, document what I'm attracted to and what I'm not attracted to, and then I'll really start to see what's going on with me. And I also wanted to see if love was real. Could true love exist? Could a healthy relationship exist? Because I didn't have any role models in my life to really show me that it was possible. I thought maybe it was a fictitious thing that Disney had created to sell movies. So what I did is I started an experiment where I had to go on like 1 to 2, even 3 dates a week in rapid succession. And I kept those dates really short and sweet so it wasn't overwhelming. I would just do coffee with most of them and meet for an hour max. I wouldn't spend more than $10 on that date, and I documented all kinds of things. And I get to around date 10 or 20, and I noticed a really strange pattern. And the reason I was able to see it was because I was dating so fast. I was going really, really quickly, whereas before I'd always only focused on one person at a time, and I wasn't able to see these red flags very easily. But when I was dating 2 or 3 people in a week, I was able to see really quickly what was going on. So that first 10 or 20 dates I had, I found that I really wasn't attracted to many of the men that I dated. They were kind of forgettable to me, even though on paper they looked really, really desirable, like they had their life together, yada, yada, yada. But really I was only attracted to 2 of that first 20 or so men. And because I was dating so quickly, I saw a negative pattern show up in that time period, and both of those guys that I was attracted to called me the C word in the same week. And they were the only 2 that I was attracted to. And I was thinking, oh my God, this is a really bad sign. Why is it that the only people I'm attracted to are the ones who are mean to me? So what I did is I sat in introspection. So I had been documenting each of these dates, which is something I recommend you do, really sitting down after the date, doing stream of consciousness into your phone, like in a voice memo app, or somehow documenting your subjective feelings about each date. Really, really important, because so much of our attraction to other people is in our subconscious mind. It's not conscious. A lot of people say, hey, there's no science behind chemistry. That's not true. There totally is. And you can actually learn your own style and your own patterns, and you can learn from your own experience if you document while everything's fresh in your mind. This is something I teach my clients, is do stream of consciousness recording, and then sit down at your computer and actually go into your date journal, which is something I provide in my coaching program, and really write down what you liked, what you didn't like, what was the most vulnerable thing you shared with each other, what color were her eyes. You really want to get clear on all these little details. So I did that, and I saw that this really bad pattern was showing up. Hey, I'm only attracted to guys who are mean to me. What's going on here? So I took myself through a series of why questions. Now I've learned that this thing that I was doing is called the 7 levels deep why, and it's a root cause analysis tool that you can use to figure out why something weird is showing up in your dating patterns. But for me, I asked myself, why am I attracted to guys who are mean to me? And the answer to that, there's no right or wrong answers. It's just what you feel in your heart. My answer was, well, I know that they're good people, and they're not like bad in their heart. They're just hurting. And so the answer that I came up with there became the beginning of the next question I asked. Okay, yeah, if they're hurting, I get it, but why am I allowing that for myself? Well, I guess I'm used to it because I had a tough parent growing up that was really critical, and sometimes they would be sarcastic with me, and I know they loved me, I knew that, but they were hurting inside. Okay, yeah, but why are you allowing that to happen to you? Oh, because I feel like that's what I'm worth, that I deserve that. And then I ask myself, well, do I really believe that? Could that really be true? Or am I just used to this pattern because of the way I was raised? And I looked for all of the examples that I could find that would confirm that. Do I deserve to be called the C word by guys I'm dating? Well, gosh, would I ever do that to anybody else? Absolutely not. Do I do mean things to people? No. So then I looked for the evidence that would refute that claim. Okay, what evidence do I have that shows that I don't deserve to be treated like this? Well, I'm a nice person even when no one's looking. I help people out when I have nothing to gain. I call my family when I want to make sure they're doing okay. I'll drop everything for somebody who needs my help. And I found all of these pieces of data, all of these real things in my life, these examples that prove to me that I didn't deserve to be called the C word. I didn't deserve to be treated poorly. And it came to my attention that I had been allowing this bad behavior in my life because I thought I deserved it, but that was not true. And that was a total wake-up call for me. It was such a huge realization. Just because the way we're raised, maybe a parent of ours is in a traumatic situation or they aren't totally healed themselves, we might learn to accept abusive relationships. We might learn that because of the situation that we experienced in childhood, but that doesn't mean we ever deserved it. And in dating, the solution that I have found for cutting off these bad patterns is to not focus on one person at a time. When you only date one person at a time, you become blind to the red flags. You start making excuses for why someone's treating you poorly. You get so laser focused on this one person that you become delusional in your mind. A lot of times you become delusional and you think, oh, they're just hurting. They're just having a bad day. No, they really want to be better. They're telling me they really want to be better. But over and over, I see this. I've seen it in my own life and I see it in the people that I love around me. My friends and my family are in these toxic situations where they're making excuses for these people. They're putting them on a pedestal and then they're putting them down. They're vilifying them when they do something wrong. And it's this cycle of toxic abuse that people are allowing in their life because they're focusing only on one person at a time. My solution for you, I have a solution for you. It's called megadating. It's the philosophy that I created while I was doing the 100 date experiment. And megadating is the process of dating multiple people at the same time to diffuse your energy, increase your confidence, and most importantly, to end the cycle of toxic, abusive relationships. It 100% worked for me. Why did it work for me? Because I wasn't trying to get into long-term relationships with 20 different people. I wasn't trying to be polyamorous. I was trying to date quickly in a low-stakes environment to really see who made me feel good and who made me feel bad and why. And when I was able to see this pattern repeat, 2 people calling me the C word in 1 week, and those 2 were the only 2 I was attracted to, I saw that my attraction was off kilter. I saw that my picker was off. I saw that I had a problem that I needed to correct inside of myself. Otherwise, I was going to keep finding myself in toxic, abusive relationships. And that, my God, is that terrible. That can kill you. It can kill you in a toxic relationship. That person that you're with can kill you, and it happens all the time. Not only that, you can die faster in a more painful way when you're in a toxic situation. There's studies that have proven this. When you're in a healthy relationship, you can actually reduce your blood pressure. You can improve your heart health. You can live longer. And not only live longer, you can live happier. And I believe that every person on the planet can have this because I found it, and I come from trauma. I come from disaster. I come from chaos, and I figured it out for myself. And if I figured it out for myself, I know you can figure it out too. And I'm so passionate about this topic because I see the people in my life self-destructing in these horrible relationships because they say, I'm not willing to date more than one person at a time. I couldn't possibly mega date. But that's just not true. If you're in a if you're in a cycle of abuse, if you keep finding yourself in relationships with narcissists, sociopaths, selfish people, people with addiction problems, people who call you bad names, people who make you feel less than what you truly deserve. If you keep feeling used in your relationships, then I have a solution for you. It's called megadating. It's the process of dating multiple people at the same time in a low-stakes environment, going on a lot of first dates that are an hour or less, where you just get a cup of coffee or an ice cream, something very low stakes, and you're able to compare different people in a short amount of time so that you make sure that you don't fall into an abusive relationship. Like what I see on TV, that girl Gabby that just was killed this summer by her boyfriend because she was in a toxic relationship. My family member who's stuck in a narcissistic, toxic cycle, who just keeps going in a circle, and it breaks my heart. I can't even hear about it anymore because it breaks my heart. There is a solution. You don't have to stay in these toxic situations, and I want to help so bad. I have a solution. I found the solution. It's called megadating. And if you want to know more about that, please, I invite you to visit my website at emlovz.com and learn more about my coaching program. In my coaching program, I encourage my clients to go on 20 dates in 90 days, and I teach them how to fill up their dating funnel so they can. And in that process, you're not only able to see why you're attracting what you're attracting and able to see the patterns more clearly, but you're able to stop the toxic patterns and to replace them with healthier ones. And I'm seeing it every day in my clients. And this is what I stand for. I want to help you if you're in a toxic, abusive situation and you believe that you deserve more and you have just a glimmer of hope that there's something better. I promise you there is, and I would love to talk to you more. Visit my website, learn more about my coaching program, and if you think this might be a fit for you, I would love to talk to you in a new client intro session. You can book that on my website as well. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope this video was helpful. If you like this video, make sure to like it, subscribe to the channel, and leave us a comment in the comments below.